Good morning, everyone. I'm Ravindra Rao from Kotak Securities, and I wish you all a happy and prosperous New Year. Hope you all had a good time with family and friends on the occasion of Diwali. It seemed like the markets were also in a dhamaka mode as it was very lively and volatile last week, especially the international commodities market. A week that belonged to central banks. Indian markets had a shortened week due to Diwali holidays. Fed took a cautious step towards monetary tightening and was able to avoid a taper tantrum. The Fed said it will begin pairing its monthly bond purchases with the plans to end them in 2022, but stuck to its long-held view that high inflation would prove transitory and likely not require a fast rise in interest rates. The central bank decisions show that while the criteria to start monetary tightening have been met, challenges in the form of virus risks and supply chain issues warrant a cautious and flexible approach. With central banks taking on open-ended approach, we may see market players reacting to key economic numbers as well as central bank comments. The US dollar traded sideways following the FOMC and strong NFP print. The taper had already been discounted, but can the Fed stick with its schedule will have to be seen. Last week, the DXY index was almost unchanged at 94.21. Technically, the US dollar index is consolidating near the resistance of 94.30, which we have been mentioning in our earlier podcasts. It has to sustain about 94.40 to move towards 95, which is the 252 day daily moving average. That should be the ideal resistance, but it has to move out of the initial hurdle of 94.30 on a closing basis. And if that doesn't happen, then there is a great chance that the bears might take over. But even the bears will have to breach 93.50 on a closing, and that might indicate a short-term top in dollar index. So the key levels to watch for in dollar index would be 94.30 on the higher level and 93.50 on the lower level on a closing basis. Now, on the commodities front, especially on the precious metal front, lack of negative surprises has revived bullish interest in precious metals. Now, negative surprises from the central banks. Comex gold witnessed a volatile trade last week as price fell as low as 1758 but bounced back sharply to end the week higher above 1800 an ounce level. Gold rebounded sharply as central banks remained cautious despite economic optimism and rising inflation pressure. While gold's move reflects increasing confidence, there are still challenges and price may continue to remain near 1800 an ounce. Gold has rescaled 1800 an ounce and tested the highest level since early September as Fed took a step towards monetary tightening but re-emphasized that rate hikes might not happen soon. While central banks move indicate that no aggressive moves may be taken anytime soon, market players may continue to look at the economic numbers and central bank comments to take further cues going ahead, and this may keep gold volatile. Focus may now shift to inflation data due this week, which is expected to show further growth in price pressures. A number of Fed officials are also due to speak this week and may reflect upon Fed's decision last week. Fed officials may struggle to justify their wait and watch approach if price pressure continues to rise and economic activity remains strong. US bond yields have fallen in reaction to Fed's emphasis on not raising interest rates soon. However, the flat yield curve reflects that market players are still anticipating rate hikes to happen soon. Overall, gold has rallied sharply in reaction to Fed's decision. However, there are challenges. One needs to wait for corrective dips to go long again. Well, technically, international gold is all set to come out of a trading range. We have been telling that it is in a broad range of 1760 on the lower side and 1835-36 on the higher side. Dollar 1836 an ounce is a strong resistance, a multiple resistance zone. It is also a falling trend line resistance, and if that is taken out on a closing, then we can conclude that a short term bottom is in place, and the prices might once again move higher, and this time it might initially it might target 1850, 1858, 1860, but above that even $1920 is a possibility. So we have to wait for 1836 to breach on a sustainable basis. On the MCX, 48,300, 48,400 remains a strong resistance, and if the price sustains above that, we might see it going higher towards 49,000 also. In fact, it should have been penetrated, but because of the appreciating rupee, MCX Gold has slightly underperformed as compared to its international counterpart, the COMEX Gold. Even silver remains slightly in a range, but even silver seems like it might come out of the range very soon. 66 400, 66 500 on the MCX is a strong resistance, and if that is taken out, we might see another rally in silver prices. And on the international front, $25 remains to be a strong resistance. If that is taken out, we might see international silver going higher till 27, 27 half. So we need to wait for a break, and it seems like the break is near, and we might see a good momentum coming in precious metals. Coming to crude oil's relentless rally seems to have come to an unsteady halt as market players booked profits ahead of key events, as price corrected for last 2 weeks. After hitting a 2014 high of near $85 per barrel, NYMEX WTI crude fell as low as 78.25 barrel last week, before rising back to end the week near $81 per barrel. Crude oil remains at elevated levels, however, increased volatility and mixed trade reflects lack of confidence. The momentum is broken and we may see some extended losses. However, a sustained decline seems difficult as global market still remains tight. Supporting crude prices, OPEC Plus stance to continue with gradual production hike. Despite calls by US and other consumers to raise output, market players now want to see if US and China may take measures to curb prices. On the demand front, optimism about US economy, a post upbeat jobs report, progress on infrastructure bill and easing virus related restrictions in some countries has improved demand prospect. On the other hand, concerns about Chinese economy and rise in virus cases in certain countries has dented demand expectations. Lower Chinese crude imports also show weaker demand from China. Overall, crude oil's upward momentum has come to a halt amid challenges both on demand and supply front. While volatility is likely to remain high, buying interest may emerge only at lower levels. Technically, as we were telling from last few weeks, that a correction is possible and some caution is warranted. That happened as crude oil came down till close to $78. WTI crude came down till $78 per barrel, and now it is trading close to $81. So we expect this momentum to continue, a range bound momentum. On the upside, 84, 85 would act as a stiff resistance, and on the lower side, 77 would act as a good support. So it might trade in this very range until unless there is a major trigger for crude's move. So we expect a range bound movement as per the technical charts. In case of natural gas, the prices again are trading in a broad range. It looks like it is stuck in a range and it is not getting a clear direction. So we will go with the range bound movement on the MCX. On the upside, 440, 445 would be the cap, and on the lower side, 369, 370 would be the floor. And we expect this range to continue unless there is any major trigger. Finally, in case of industrial metals, the volatility continues and the weakness has extended from last week. Um, this is mainly because of the cooling coal prices amid Chinese crackdown and resultant increase in output. Meanwhile, global risk appetite remained low ahead of key FOMC statement, OPEC meeting, and US labor report. In base metals, it looks like the prices might take support near lower levels, but there is no major indication as of now. In nickel, there is technically there is a inverse, sorry, there is a head and shoulder formation, and but that is not yet confirmed. So it will confirm only if it sustains below 1470, and in that scenario, we might see a good fall in nickel prices. In other commodities, in other base metals, lead is still looking good because it is still holding on to 187, 188 as compared to other base metals which have fallen sharply. So we still feel lead might move higher. We have been telling that lead might go higher till 200, 205, and we still maintain that view until 176 holds on the MCX. Data wise, it will be another busy week with important inflation and GDP data from a number of countries. Well, that's all for this week. Trade safe. Good luck.